Mandarin Oriental is a luxury global hospitality brand. The Mandarin Oriental in New York opened in 2003, and it was part of the Time Warner Center. The hotel has 248 rooms, has about 14,000 square feet of meeting space. So the Mandarin Oriental in New York was really a stepping stone for Mandarin Oriental into the hospitality technology market. This property was really innovative in the fact that it brought many new things to the hospitality industry. It brought it was the first converged IP network. It was the first hotel to do video on demand, both stored and broadcast content to the guest room. And it was the first hotel to do voice over IP to the guest room. And it was also the first hotel to do in-building distributed antenna systems. So when we originally built the property, we had the Wi-Fi going over the distributed antenna system, which was designed around cellular coverage primarily and emergency responder requirements. And the Wi-Fi, we did have some gray areas and some dark areas, which in general in our lobbies and in our ballroom, we didn't have the coverage or capacity to be able to support the number of users that were coming in with multiple devices. When the iPhone was announced, it pretty much collapsed our network.
So we tried upgrading the DAS system in 2009, 2010. Basically, we just increased the size of the cores that were going up and the number of cores that were going up the elevator shaft, and try to get into the hallways a little bit better. But there's a lot of HVAC equipment in the ceilings that kind of blocks that signal. So if you go deep into the rooms and closer to the edge of the building, you lose that signal and that connectivity. So we're going to do a phase 2 of the DAS where we basically punch a hole through the ceiling and into the rooms and install some of these cores, extend some of these wires into each room. But that proved to be cost prohibitive and very disruptive to the operation, and we didn't have any renovation of that magnitude in sight. So we decided instead to look at other solutions and maybe separate the two services, the Wi-Fi from the cellular. And that's when we started looking at the Ruckus option, which offer the best mix of products for both our meeting space needs and our guest room needs and throughput capacity. So it proved to be, as it turned out, the best way to approach the problem.
We needed a solution that we could deploy in 100% of our rooms today that would solve our Wi-Fi issues. But then we also, in the rooms that were being renovated, we were looking for a solution that would free up our cable plant and allow us to add more services, more IP connected services to the guest room without having to kind of tear up walls and reinvent, do major constructions.
When we designed the rooms, we designed a lot of technology into them, and as these technologies change, they transition from an analog to a digital IP based. So we installed a video on demand system that rides over our IP network. Our phones are VoIP. And at the time we built some additional capacity into the rooms, but that, as far as cabling, but that capacity was quickly used. And as we're adding new technologies like our ability to monitor room temperatures, lighting levels, just the environmental of the room, we added a minibar system to the hotel. So all these new services, although they're hidden completely from the guests in some instances, right over our IP network. So that capacity that we built early in 2003 was completely used, and we needed some more cabling, home running from the IDF to each room.
We looked at Ruckus and we selected their Wi-Fi wall switch device, and that device allowed us to deploy 100% of our guest rooms with Wi-Fi solution today, and in our rooms that we were renovating allowed us to, at that one location, to consolidate several services: our auxiliary input panel, our video on demand, our minibar, and our future in-room control solution right there onto those 4 ports, and free up home run cabling going down the corridor for future services. When we deployed the Ruckus wall switch, the The Wi-Fi results were phenomenal. We were able to see a dramatic increase in wireless utilization and a major decrease in guest complaints.
One of the benefits of having the increased capacity now is that we can offer our guests the option to connect multiple devices and still come nowhere near exceeding our capacity. We monitor our bandwidth consumption on a month-to-month basis, and in November of this year, for the first time, we exceeded 2 terabytes of bandwidth consumption only on the Wi-Fi segment, which is funny because that used to be our wire consumption. It's a very dramatic change in a very short period of time. So we decided to go for the wall switches to provide Wi-Fi and wired connectivity to each room. We took one of these and we placed them behind the TV credential in each of the rooms, out of sight from the guests. This device provides Wi-Fi for the immediate area, and it also provides wired connectivity to some of the technologies that are already in the room. But I think one of the features that I like the best is that I'm able to log into a web console to the central controller, the Ruckus controller, and view all of these in real time and confirm that they're online, confirm that they have connectivity. I can actually ping in. I can see that there are people or sessions taking place. And if one of these was to go down, we get an alert right away. So each one of these devices home runs to our IDF closet, where it plugs into a Cisco switch using PoE, and that's what provides the power for this device. So there is no additional external power source. It's all comes from the IDF, which is also makes for a very clean installation.
One of the reasons that we have looked at Ruckus and definitely used Ruckus as kind of a benchmark for all of our new projects and renovation projects, both because you have we feel you have a quiver of several solutions that solve needs, the wall switch being one of them. I think one of the main things from our standpoint is that you actually get hospitality.
Really view this not only as a way to offer a much improved service to our guests, but really building the infrastructure for applications that we already have riding on this network and applications that are coming down the road. I think we've only seen the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the deployment of Wi-Fi based applications.